Hey guys, I'm GK, and this video we are going to the McLaren showroom. So yesterday, McLaren Hong Kong has DM'd me on my Instagram and asked if you want to come to the showroom to take a look. So of course I said yes. So this video, we're going to do the McLaren showroom and see the Senna LM. So without talking too many bullshit, let's go to the showroom. So before we are arriving the McLaren Hong Kong showroom, let's talk a bit of facts and history about the LM name. So back in the days, McLaren released the original McLaren F1, and soon they have the McLaren GTR, the race car version of the McLaren. Because they want to celebrate the winning of Le Mans at the Le Mans 24 Hours, they released a special version called the F1 LM. So they made total of 6, so 5 plus 1 prototype, basically a road legal version of the F1 GTR. So it is basically a race car for the road. But 10 to 20 years later, McLaren has released another hypercar called the Mclaren P1. They released the P1 and then they have the P1 GTR, but however, they didn't have the P1 LM. So a company called Lazante, which is a company that modifies McLaren, and they commissioned and asked McLaren to make a total of 6, the same 5 plus 1 prototype. P1 LM is just the same as the P1 GTR, but it is more powerful and it can drive on the road. So you can put your license plate on the, on your P1 LM. It was one of the fastest road legal car on the Nürburgring for quite a while, and it got beaten by the GT2 RS and the SVJ. So the car we're going to see today is the Senna LM. However, it was a bit different from the F1 LM and the P1 LM. It was not based on the track version, the Senna GTR. It was based on a normal version Senna. Anyway, we are going to see the the Senna LM. This is the McLaren Senna LM, and this is one of the most limited edition Senna you can buy. They're only making 20 of them, and this is the only one, I guess, in Hong Kong. And so today we're going to talk about the quirks and features of the McLaren Senna LM.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
So this is the McLaren Senna LM, the car that we came for today. And today we're going to take a closer look of this car. As you can see, it is definitely an LM because this car has the same color as the OG McLaren F1 LM. This color is called the Papyrus Spark, and it is a really bright orange. So if we take a closer look, we have this center lock wheels, 5-spoke center lock wheels, just like the one on the McLaren F1 LM. And then the brake caliper, it is the same color. And then we have this Senna LM logo, which tells you this is a Senna LM. So we now come to the back of the car. Especially one of the very special thing about this car is the end plate on the car. Normally it is just a paint or like a Senna logo or an Emerson logo. This has the LM logo in it, but it's not just a normal LM logo, but in fact this logo was cut into the carbon fiber. So you can see the carbon fiber inside the logo. It looks really, really cool. So we've now come to the rear of this car. So this car has a very special quad exhaust, and it is in gold color instead of a normal either 3 or 2 exhaust tips on either like the European spec or the US spec. And then down there, the grille, normally it will be a bunch of holes, but now on the Senna LM, this is basically the same as the F1 LM. Yeah, it kind of reminisces to the F1 LM. So we've now come back to the front of this car again. So this car, you can see, this has 3 holes here. It paid tribute to the original F1 LM. So that's why they had these 3 holes. A normal Senna won't have that 3 holes right here. Now come to the front of this car. this part and the headlights, normally they won't be, it was either in satin or gloss carbon fiber. But this car, because they wanted to make it look like the original F1 LM, so this part and the headlights were both painted in the bar spot, just like the paint color on this car. So we've now come to the interior of this Senna LM. So it basically looks the same as the normal Senna LM, but you can see this car has this orange Alcantara instead of normal people who choose like black Alcantara. And then on the headrest, it has the LM logos on both seats. So it definitely tells you this is not a normal Senna. And on the floor mat, this is also not a normal Senna floor mat. So this floor mat has full of LM logos. It looks really cool and unlike a normal Senna. And one really special thing after I opened the door is that the pedals of this car is made out of gold instead of normal silver pedals like on other McLaren. So normal Senna will have a Senna logo or McLaren logo on the carbon fiber tub, but this car has the LM logos on the carbon fiber tubs. That can definitely shows you this is a legit Senna LM. So after we finish talking about the Senna LM, actually this showroom has more than one Senna in here. So we have the Senna LM, the Senna GTR, the Senna carbon theme, and another normal Senna. But we will talk about this Senna GTR right now. So the Senna GTR was a track-focused version of the normal Senna. It is not street legal. And as you can see, the arrows on this car is much more aggressive compared to like a normal Senna. As you can see, this wing, normally it would be moving like this, but now on the Senna GTR, the moving part will be only this part on the top of the wing. As you come to see here, we have a gigantic exhaust. The exhaust tip is much bigger than a normal Senna. And on the bottom, the rear diffuser also, it is basically much bigger than a normal Senna. And you can see this car has a stripe to show how big is rear diffuser. This car, I think it is a really special because this car is not just has one color. This Senna has at least 3 to 4 colors. So on the back of this car, it is in purple, and then the middle part is in blue, and the front of that part is in white. So you can see there's 3 colors in one car. That is a really amazing car. And then, as you can see, there is the XP below the Senna GTR logo. Why is it like that? Because this car is originally a prototype, and then it was after sold to a customer. So that's why it has the XP logo on this car. And yeah, we have now come to the front of this car. As you can see, it is much more aggressive, and you can see the blades are much bigger than a normal Senna because this car is no need to drive on public roads, so that's why this car has a much more aggressive arrow. As you can see, these carbon fiber blades were massive compared to like we don't have like the active arrow on a normal Senna. And then you can see the ground clearance is basically nothing because you don't need to drive it on the road, right? So after we finish talking about the exterior of this car, now we can go to see the interior of this Senna GTR. So as you can see, this is basically a race car. In the interior, we have these 2 massive race bucket seats, which is much more aggressive than a normal Senna seats. And then the steering wheel, it is not like a normal road car steering wheel, it is a race car steering wheel. And then the infotainment system has taken away, and then the screen, the flip screen on the Senna, normal Senna, has taken away also. Instead, it changes to a race car display just to show you what you need to see if you're on the racetrack. So after we finished talking about this Senna GTR, in front of this Senna GTR, we have this Senna, but this is not a normal Senna. This one is the Senna in carbon theme. So what the carbon theme means that it is in exposed carbon fiber. So as you can see, each part was in exposed carbon fiber. You see, yeah, everywhere is the carbon fiber weave. Except this part, this window, you can choose either in carbon fiber or window, but this owner has chosen it to be window so that you can see something on the road when you're driving. After seeing all this amazing McLaren Senna, I really want to thank you, Mclaren Hong Kong, for inviting me to take a look of all these amazing Sennas, including the Senna LM and the Senna GTR. So if you like watching my video, make sure to subscribe for this channel and leave some comments. And also you can follow my Instagram account at gkchan1. And I hope you guys have a great day and see you next time.